So this is my harvest today. So today I'm going to make pesto. I will make enough to freeze as I have been doing, but I will show how I'm harvesting this. So I'm going down to the first set of double leaves here and snipping above that, so you'll see where it branched off here and then comes up here, and I'm just going to snip right above that. And this way it doubles every time it grows. And I'm harvesting as much as I can off each one, and like I said, freezing the excess pesto. That way we have pesto year round. So this one is my spicy globe. You see it's starting to bolt. I'll harvest it a little bit differently because it is such tiny leaves. I'll just take a handful and snip. So this is my harvest today. The Italian longleaf was my most prolific. The sweet Genovese seems to be slowing down, and you'll note there are still flowers in here, and those are perfectly fine to eat, so they're going into the pesto as well. So this is my ever so super easy pesto recipe. I put a few garlic cloves in from the garden. I have de-stemmed and rinsed all the basil, and I'm just shoving as much of it as I can into this blender. I probably should have gotten the taller canister for this. And I'll put a little bit of salt. Not something I would add if I was actually going to use cheese in it. I'm going to use nutritional yeast here. But because half the household is actually allergic to dairy, some black pepper. But you can use a Parmesan or Romano or something like a nice Italian hard cheese. And then I put approximately a quarter cup of, let's see if we can get this thing to actually see the top here, pine nuts in there. And a splash of lemon juice. I forgot to put the lemon juice. Lemon juice. And some olive oil. I'm going to add a lot more than this, just so you know. I just kind of add as I go on this. Okay, and the lid goes on. You'll note I don't put this on there, a little thing, because I'm going to be drizzling through the center. And I put this on low and start drizzling oil. Take the tamper down some, and then more oil. So I'm just going to see if the oil is like right about here in there right now. I want a fairly liquid consistency so I can more easily get this out, and then I'll add the nutritional yeast. It's easier to do this with the cheese out until after it's done, just to make it easier to get it all out. this point, I've made some progress. I can go ahead and add some more of these basil leaves because I'm going to try to use all of these up. And I did save the stems from this. I'm going to use those, I'm going to dehydrate them and use them to make a basil salt later. So this is just some nutritional yeast. I don't measure how much it goes in, like I don't measure how much of anything goes into this. If you use actual Romano or Parmesan, you don't really need to add salt because the cheese has a lot of salt to it. But just kind of, I'm going to need some more before my next batch of pesto. Just kind of get it to a paste texture. And I put it in this great big giant bowl because this is what I'm going to put the pasta in to toss it so that it's one less bowl to dirty. And then all the excess goes into these ice cube trays and into the freezer. And after I fill one or two of them, I'll pop them out and put them into vacuum pack bags. And probably about 3 of these cubes, I think they're about a 1/4 cup each, is good for doing a batch of pasta. So this round I only had 4 of these cubes extra. This is going to be part of dinner. So not too bad. I put back anywhere from 4 to 6 cubes worth every week when I make a batch of pesto. At this rate, by the time the pesto dies out, we should have enough pesto to get us through the winter. And now we're at the final stages of making dinner. I'm just taking the pasta that I cooked and putting it in the bowl with the pesto sauce. Now I cooked it in salted water. I didn't add olive oil because I am about to toss it into a olive oil based sauce here. I do reserve a little bit of the pasta water to kind of help thin out the sauce because with all that nutritional yeast, it turns into a pretty thick paste. And as you see, I'm just kind of adding it as needed to get the sauce to spread over the noodles. For the most part, this is a pretty quick and easy dinner. The most time-consuming part is removing all the leaves from the stems. But since I make several batches later in the year, it's a matter of take the frozen cube and thaw it out and toss some pasta in it. And this was the final dish. After I plated it, I drizzled it with a little bit of olive oil and then sprinkled it with just a tiny bit of the basil salt that I had made previously from basil stems and some sea salt. And I'll show that later. But isn't this a beautiful plate of pasta? But thank you for taking the time to watch my video. If you're enjoying seeing how my garden grows and what I am making from the garden, please like and subscribe. Thank you.